slow. I'm back from surgery. It went well. Um, um, Surgery happened at 7:30. I think it took about an hour and a half. Um, I was finally able to leave about. They sent me upstairs to recovery. Woke up in recovery. Um, that was about 10:30, 10 o'clock. Didn't really have a clock nearby. But I can say, I don't know if you saw there, but essentially I have no tonsils. I have no, what do you call that, uvula. And there's some phalangeal stuff going on in there. So basically, my mouth, my throat is now like a stage. There's that part of the stage where you have that, where the curtain comes down. Well, and the curtain's been removed. And then there's the back part of the stage has been completely hollowed out. So it's like nothing there. That's what swallowing feels like. It don't feel good. In the recovery room was when the doctor, now he did tell me, he says there's a lot of pain involved. And I go like, yeah, well, pain. I've dealt with pain. He says, well, there's a lot of pain and it's over a number of days. And that's why you got to take 10 days off. What he decides to spring on me in recovery is, this is the most painful operation that can be performed. I don't know if that superlative is true, but it's got to be damn close. Because only morphine would knock this pain down. And since you're not in a hospital, it's done ambulatory. They can't give you it, morphine, obviously. So they give you Lortab, or I have a generic Novo, some sort of generic form of Lortab, and it's liquid because you can't swallow anything. I mean, I can see why you lose weight on this. I mean, I don't even want to swallow at all, just anything, just with nothing, let alone swallow something. That would be crazy. I mean, swallowing the medicine is kind of hard. I swallow water. It's just difficult. So, see, and you can see right now, I got a little bit of saliva, and, you normally would swallow, but I wait, because I don't like to swallow. So what I do is I get ready, like this, and this is the process of swallowing. Now, I just took painkiller now, about 15 minutes ago. It may not have fully come in, but I mean, half an hour ago, that was even more painful and not something I really want to do. So I'm a little bit worried about getting dehydrated, so I am going to wait another 15 minutes and then drink as much Lipton iced tea as I can to try to get some calories in me, because I basically have not eaten since midnight. I had a pop. It's a little bit difficult. You really don't want to eat anything abrasive because you got fresh wounds there and you don't want to cause bleeding. There's been a little bit of bleeding, like very thick saliva, which is bloody. I don't know if that's clotted blood or whatever, but I'm being kind of careful right now. The other thing that's weird about it is you have sutures in your throat, which, the ends, like the ends on a shoelace, are just sticking out. Now, of course, they really do stick out because I think they're dissolvable, so there's some sort of like cornstarch or who knows what to make out of it, but it's not flowing to the sides like laying down, it's poking out. So every time you swallow, you get this kind of like you swallowed a ball of string. So now you can see the nose thing. That's another thing. They carved back my palate. They carved back my palate. So now my tongue isn't really used to keeping that. Like your tongue keeps your your nose closed by going up against it. Now it's shorter and it's missing it, or it's not hitting it. Water goes right through up there if you're not careful. So, you know, I get a little drip from water or whatever. So that's why it's painful. I'm on drugs and it's painful. So, I read on blogs online that you have a honeymoon period of the day of the surgery because you're still coming off anesthesia. And the first day is not that bad. Day 3 starts getting bad. Well, holy shit. If it gets bad from here, I'm screwed. The documentation they sent me home with says after the second day, your let's call them wounds. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember what they call them. Will feel better. The surgical sites. Now, no, as you can see, I'm trying just to muscle through it. You know, if you just swallow, you get over it. Well, part of it is the fear of swallowing that makes it worse. You know, so you just swallow, swallow, swallow it. But that's not really a strategy that's working for me. Additionally, you can hear me kind of honking back a little bit because it does go up over that ledge. Now, supposedly, once the swelling goes down and things tighten up, your tongue naturally learns where that is, and then you don't have as long as they don't cut too much back because there's only so much. But they said they're pretty good about not cutting back. But that is one of the potential complications you can have. Hopefully, I don't have that complication. Bleeding is another one, but you know it's very low. Problem is, I'm here by myself. You know, I mean, hell, I had to go to work. I mean, but this is something that, geez, it really probably should be in a hospital setting for a day. This ambulatory idea, it's just too much American medicine. So, anyways, everybody was really nice. Doctors were really nice. My doctor is a kind of no-nonsense doctor, which, you know, if you're a dude, that's probably okay because, you know, hey, come in, it's this, it's that. The nurses were nice. You know, one nurse patted my shoulder. I mean, I'm not the most cuddle bug type of person, probably, but she was giving me a little shoulder pad. And, you know, I wasn't really scared because it's like being scared of going to sleep. I mean, and they were telling me that. They were saying, you know, you'll be gone in 10 seconds. You know, see you wake up in recovery. I'm like, okay, well, now I got to count. I got to see if I see the platelets. I never did. They didn't do a countdown or nothing, but anyways, I woke up. My throat was sore. That was the first sign. When I had my gallbladder out, I had no pain. They just took all the pain away, and they gave you a morphine drip, and you could just push the button, and boop, all the pain would go away. Now it would come back, and you try to be a good sport about it and not like completely drug yourself out. But now I took a Lortab, a generic Lortab, you know, almost a half an hour ago, probably. I wanted to get on the 2-6-10 because sometimes I stay up late, so I can hit the 2 a.m. I'll sleep. I don't want to get on the 12-4-8 regimen because you can take up to 15 milliliters every 4 hours. 90 milliliters, which I double checked on the calculator because I wanted to make sure. Then that was a full day. And it is, so that's fine. Of course, they give me a applicator, a dosage thing for the liquid dosage thing that only goes up to 10 milliliters, so I have to fill it twice, and then I have to have my glasses because the graduations are too hard to read, blah. Anyhow, I wanted to kind of update. I may do this daily just to kind of give you an update on how it's going. It's definitely not going the way it read on the blogs. I was kind of expecting to be totally cool the first day and, you know, be dreading the third day. Now I'm hoping that the documentation, I don't know if I finished that thought. They sent documentation that says the second day of your surgical site should feel better. But the problem with that is maybe it's generic. I mean, most surgical sites would feel better for 2 days, but this could be different. I think part of the issue is that part of the issue is that it I lost the thought because I had to swallow. it does take a lot of psychic energy. So right after this, Will's coming home at 3 and 15 minutes, so I don't want to get going on that. One of the issues is they don't give you any drugs to take home with you as a starter while you get your prescription. So, you know, the pain medication's wearing off. We went to the Lifetime Health, which is a physician-supported pharmacy. They don't have it, that's because it's liquid, you know. And they could get it by tomorrow. I'm like, well, I need this now. I actually need it sooner than now. So Hella had to go to Walgreens or wherever on her own because I had to be dropped off. We got some pops. So anyways, it all worked well. I'm a little bit tired because I didn't sleep all that well last night anyways. You know, you gotta get up at 5:30 in the morning. So, but the anesthesiologist, very professional, very friendly. Although he asked me about how much I drink and how much beer would get me drunk, and he said, well, would a case make you drunk? And I'm going like, a case is a lot of beer. um, you know, 24 bottles. I mean, who could drink a case? I mean, maybe people are stupid enough to try to drink a case in a day when they're 18, but, you know, 4 6-packs. I mean, who drinks that? Anywho, it worked out fine. They did ask you to use any illicit drugs, and I said no. He said, like cocaine. I said no. But I kept wondering, you know, what would you do if I said yes? I mean, would you change the dosage, or would you just cancel the surgical procedure? I didn't want to ask him hypothetically because then he might get suspicious I'm in it for real, so I just let it die, but it is curious. So, what about the surgery? Well, there's no problem walking. I mean, once you're off the anesthesia, walking, doing things. It's a little hard to talk because you're vibrating that space. So there's a little pain involved in it. It's not totally painless. It's very low-grade pain. It doesn't really interfere with your vocal box or anything, so you can talk. I'm still evaluating whether it changes my voice, but I won't do any voice testing until probably, I'm going to give it 3 or 4 weeks, maybe initial 3 weeks, because just got to get through the thing right now. So, I'm usually not a baby about these things, but this is serious pain. So, yeah, I mean, last time I got my gallbladder out, I was on the road to West Virginia the Sunday following. You know, I mean, and I was in the hospital for 3 days due to complications. So I'd only been out of the hospital 7 days. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but that gives you an idea of the difference between this. And the surgical pain could be eliminated with hydrocodone. I take a pill of that, and at least, you know, wouldn't last the full. There'd be pain, there'd be slight pain, but I mean, we're talking 2 or 3. I mean, I'm 2 or 3 on the medication. And then I spike up to 4 or 5, you know, on the scale of 1 to 10 pain, whatever it means. But I mean, 2 to 3 is supposed to be, I actually think I'm a 3 or 4, because I actually don't find just sitting here to be semi-smiling. It's really, you know, as you see, I'm doing a frowny face. But when I swallow, I mean, that spikes at like 2 or 3. So if it's a 3 or 4 with the medication full on, it's probably, you know, a 6 or 7 or 7 or 8 when I swallow for that brief second. The only thing that really hurt when I had the gallbladder out was when they pulled the drainage tube. They had to get that drainage tube out. I had no anesthesia or nothing. It was like, so that was bad. All right, so that's all I got to say. Hello, well, will be coming home soon, so I thought I'd give an update. And, you know, latest thing is vlogging. Let's see if it works. All right, thanks. Bye.